success, or wealth as well, is 80% psychology and only 10% mechanics. Most people focus too much on the how, the mechanics. Okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to get the money? How am I going to build this capture page? How am I going to learn all these things? But it's actually a lot more about where you're at in your mindset. Okay, being in the right environment, knowing exactly what you want, and knowing how to face failure and see it as a temporary defeat instead of being, oh, I failed, so I quit, right? It's all in your head. And because of that reason is that two people can follow the same mechanics and still not get the same result. Because one of them, their psychology is just not ready for it. And I'll give you a really good example of myself, actually. Just last week, one of my team members invested in a traffic source. He did a solo ad, which I avoid doing solo ads because I didn't have that very good results in the past. So I don't do them very much lately. But my team member got such good results that I contacted the same solo ad vendor. I did exactly what my team member did. I bought the exact same amount of clicks. I used the same page. Everything was exactly the same, and I didn't get any sales. And he got 4, and I got 0. And even the solo ad provider told me, you know what? I think there's something in your mindset right now, and that has a lot to do with the reason why you didn't get sales. It was probably because I approached the traffic source already with this prejudice that it was not going to work because I had bad experience in the past with solo ads. So why would it work now, right? And so it didn't work. So that's why I stress this, because it really is important that when you find yourself in this mindset, in this negativity, to get yourself out fast, because it's going to influence everything that you do. Even if you do exactly what someone successful tells you to do, it might not work. So you need to identify those limiting beliefs. We need to really look at all the stories that we keep telling ourselves, or the stories about why it's not going to work, why we're never going to make it, because they're just stories. They're just opinions that we have about ourselves, and they're not facts.
When you practice limited thinking, you paralyze yourself at the start line. You become so obsessed and distracted by making excuses and convincing yourself that you can't do something that you don't even give yourself the opportunity to try. This way of thinking is one of the biggest preventers of achieving your goals, and that's why I want to show you a few strategies that you can use to overcome your self-limiting beliefs. The first step in overcoming limiting beliefs is to identify your limiting step. One of the most valuable exercises you can engage in to accomplish any goal you can set for yourself is to ask yourself, what is my limiting step? What is the one factor that determines the speed at which I achieve my goal, or whether I achieve it at all? The second step to overcoming limiting beliefs is to develop an unshakable self-confidence. To develop high levels of self-confidence, you must first understand the law of concentration. This law states that anything you dwell upon grows in your reality, or as they say, what you think about, you bring about. The next strategy for overcoming limiting beliefs is to develop a clear plan of action that will allow you to move past obstacles and stay focused on moving towards your goals. The key to making a plan of action and setting goals is to not set goals that are enormous, at least at the beginning. Big goals do not motivate you, they actually destroy your motivation. So when setting goals, it's very important to make sure that they are definite and realistic and achievable and measurable. You also want to make sure that you have one major goal that you're constantly working towards.